All right, let's talk about a financial tool you think you know. We're always told to build a safety net, right? But what if that's not its real purpose? What if it was actually a weapon? Just think about that for a second. What if that cushion, that emergency fund you've been told to build, wasn't just for playing defense? What if it was designed for attack? Once you really embrace that one idea, well, it changes absolutely everything about how you see your money. Because let's be real, for a lot of us, just managing our money day to day feels like a constant battle. I'm not talking about one big epic fight. No, it's more like a series of small, relentless ambushes that just wear you down. Let's look at a few of them. Oh, you know this one. The car starts making that sound, the dishwasher decides to flood the entire kitchen, and boom, just like that, you're hit with a sudden, non-negotiable bill that can completely wreck your budget for the month. It's a classic financial ambush. And then there's this infuriating little trap. A bill is due the day before you get paid. A simple, silly timing mismatch can cost you an extra 20, 30, maybe even $50 in late fees. It's basically a penalty for being just a little bit short at exactly the wrong time. Now, this ambush is a bit more sneaky. You see a fantastic deal on something you use all the time, laundry detergent, toilet paper, you name it, but you can only afford to buy one at the regular price. It's a penalty for not having cash on hand, and it forces you to pay more for the exact same stuff over time. So we've seen the attacks. They're everywhere. The question is, how do we fight back? Well, it's time to arm ourselves. Let's introduce the one tool that can completely turn the tables on all of these ambushes. And here it is, $1,000. Now I know it might not seem like a life-changing fortune, but when you frame it correctly, this isn't just a number. It's your financial multi-tool. It's your shield. It's your sword. It is your secret weapon. And this right here, this is where the huge mental shift happens. Let's forget the term emergency fund for a minute. Let's start calling it an opportunity fund. See, it's not just sitting there waiting for a disaster to happen. It's an active tool you can use to grab advantages and actually improve your financial life. Okay, so how do we actually use this weapon in our everyday money battle? Well, its power really comes from two key strategies, one for defense and a really cool one for attack. First, you deflect the attacks. That surprise car repair? Paid for. That bill due just before payday? Covered. No late fees, no high-interest credit card debt. Attack deflected. Simple. But second, and this is the fun part, you seize opportunities. You see that 6-month supply of paper towels on a massive sale? You grab it. You've just locked in a lower price for months to come. That's a proactive strike. Let's put some real numbers on this. Take laundry detergent. Without the weapon, you're buying it one bottle at a time, month after month. Over 6 months, that's $72. But with the weapon, you can spend $40 today to buy a huge supply on sale. Your total cost for the same 6 months? $40. You just saved $32. You literally paid less for the exact same stuff. That is a real, tangible win. But honestly, dodging fees and grabbing deals, that's just the beginning. This $1,000 weapon has a hidden ability, a kind of superpower that can fundamentally change your entire personal economy. Here it is. This is the superpower. By consistently paying less for things than everybody else, you are effectively giving yourself a lower personal rate of inflation. Think about that. Your dollars actually stretch farther. You are, quite literally, beating the system. Just look at this chart. That bar on the right, that's the standard cost that most people are paying. Retail prices plus all those potential fees. But the bar on the left, that's your cost because you've lowered it by avoiding fees and seizing deals. That gap between them, that's your advantage. That is your increased purchasing power. That's you winning the game. And when you start stacking these small wins one after another, something much bigger starts to happen. It stops being just about the money you save. It's about the feeling of control that you gain. It all really boils down to this. The ability to say no to a late fee and yes to a great deal isn't just about saving a few bucks. It's about taking back control. Every single time you use your weapon, you're making a choice from a position of strength, not desperation. And that feeling of control, that is priceless. So let's just quickly recap the big ideas here. First, stop thinking of your savings as just a rainy day fund. It is an offensive weapon. Second, Use it to wipe out fees and capture amazing discounts. This directly increases your purchasing power. And finally, it's a massive step toward gaining real, actual control over your money. Which brings me to one final thought for you. Now that you're armed with this new perspective, with your $1,000 weapon, what's the first financial monster you'd go after? Is it the tyranny of late fees? The high cost of buying small? Think about it, because the power to choose that fight is now yours.